Welcome to the Black Delegates podcast. Today's date is September the 24th, 2018. This is episode 33. Patrick Ewing, Grant Hill, or some other famous 33s.
Scottie Pippen, man, come on.
Yeah, I forgot about Scotty. He was supposed to be my first name. Yep, Scotty. We got any 33s now? Everybody's sleeping on 33. Like, that's not a number no more. Maybe they all retired. Is that what it is? I don't know. But anyway, I got the fellas with me. Box Wine Poppy.
Yo, what's up, man?
Ghetto Phenom.
What's good?
And I am the Black Ryan. We got a quick turnaround for y'all. 7 days later, we are back. It's been a slow week for me. I don't know about y'all.
Same.
I have not seen any feedback of any sorts on my end. Ishmael, did you see anything on IG in them streets?
I did not. Was a little bit slow on IG. I didn't get to post a whole lot this past week anyway, other than, the usual little previews that we got. So, no feedback, no offline feedback really, although I will say that, young Jonathan, and shout out to him from Taste Test Podcast. He's been on the show before. He did want me to let you know. He was
me personally?
Tell Ryan that it was me that called him the Whack Ryan. He said, tell him. He's like, you don't have to keep it secret. Tell him it was me.
We got podcast beef. We got podcast beef finally.
I will share that information. But
all right. But
shout out
podcast
to him because he always listens. He always talks about it. He said he's interested in hearing what we got to say about this week's Insecure. And he also said he's interested in hearing what you think about Lupe's album. So maybe next week we can talk about that because I haven't listened to it yet.
I'm finna say I didn't even know it was out. I took Lupe off my list because he was trash for a minute. I put him back on though. I definitely check it out.
His last album was pretty decent. So this one, I'm gonna have to listen to. I listened to half of one song, so I'm gonna have to listen to the rest of it.
That's about
what I put him back on my list.
I listened to about half of. I listened to 1.5 Young Dolph songs because his album came out I think Friday night. So I tried to listen to that on the strength for Memphis, and I couldn't get through it. So I was like, I'm too old for that.
I'm finna say you too old to listen to anybody named Young somebody.
Young, yeah, I could. I tried to listen to two, but I just don't like. I don't like the way he flows. Man, no disrespect to him, but I just didn't like the way he flows. I couldn't get with it, so I'm a little past that. But I just try to listen to. I like the JB Block Boy though. He's from Memphis too. I like his stuff. I mean, I don't think his raps are any good, but I like the beats and stuff like that. So I thought maybe I could hang with it, but yeah, that was not for me.
Yo, if I could go back in time and tell Paul in 1997 that he would be saying he listened to Young Dolph and some other dude from Memphis and that he liked it, even though the raps were trash, he would literally smack me in the face.
This is probably true. I've mellowed age. Dude. Oh, but I did listen to that Young Thug. Have you heard that one with Elton John? Have you heard that one? That new one that came out? I know it sounds like a crazy combo, but yeah, there's a Young Thug and Elton John song on the new Young Thug album. Man, it's wild. I listened to a little bit of it this morning just before I left work. It's not bad, man. I mean, to get Elton John on a song is wild though, man. Like that's like the craziest combination ever.
Is that he's still rapping like that?
Trash. Yeah, you just have to hear it, man. You just have to hear it. But hey, you can get if you can get Elton John on a feature, that's wild, man. I mean, that Elton John. I mean, there's no songs that I like of his, but I mean, the dude is for whatever to a lot of people a legend. So gotta respect him and just be able to get him in on a hip hop song is pretty wild.
So why do we think Elton John did a song with Young Thug? Like, what's his angle?
Probably because music ain't selling no more. I mean, like nobody's.
But does Elton John need to sell more? I mean, he's good. He's good in life.
I'm sure he's good in life, but everybody wants more money, and so like the revenue streams are down, and this probably gets his name out there. I mean, he was definitely trending this morning when I saw it. And that's when I heard about it. So I went to YouTube Music and downloaded it. So I was just like, man, that combination just sounds so crazy, like Young Thug and Elton John. Even if it's terrible, it's like the Move song. It's like it might be terrible, but I'm just gonna check it out just to hear what everybody's talking about.
You dissing the Move song right now.
No, I'm not dissing the Move song. Hey, the Move song's fire. I was listening to it this weekend when I was outside.
Dude, I told my wife that Doja Cat needs to redo the song and just make it for kids, man, and it bangs. Then I can play it for Trenton and Avery. I know they would love it. I'm just saying. I couldn't even edit it because it's just too much editing. I was going to do it that way. I'm a serious dad. I was gonna go through there and make a clean version of the Moo song for my kids to listen to,
and not give any of those royalties to Miss Doja Cat.
Exactly, because I did all the work. She gets nothing, and I should have put it out for the world to hear too.
Well, hey, so next week
Doja Cat is not for kids. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, hey, so Ish, report back to Jonathan. We want to hear what his review of the Young Thug album and the Elton John collab. We want to hear what that is. So I'm curious to know that one.
All right.
So that's all right, Jonathan. I don't hold it against you. That Whack Ryan stuff, I ain't even listening. Where you want real podcast beef, talk about me on an entire episode. If you ain't talking about me on an entire episode, then you ain't talking about me.
Jonathan, don't worry. Ryan's my man, but all you gotta do is say the word, and we'll jump them together, man. Don't worry. Man.
Wow.
Ryan's my boy, but he ain't my boy like that. So Jonathan, you just say the word, and we get it in on him.
With that being said, I'm gonna skip Paul, and we're gonna go to Ishmael's Weekend Blackness. Maybe we won't even do Paul this week. How was your Weekend Blackness, Ishmael?
You're going to need to do Paul because I got nothing, man. My week was pretty low-key. Did not do much. Went to a kids' party Sunday, which was cool, but nothing noteworthy. Don't got too much to report, man. Today, this was a, 5-year-old. My partner's daughter had a little party at Mod Pizza after church on Sunday, so went out there and did that. But otherwise, my weekend was pretty much slow motion. Hung out with my sister and my nephew, just family stuff. Although today, I did ride one of those Lime scooters for the first time. I always see people zipping up and down the streets with those.
They're all over here too, man. All over the city. Taking over.
Yeah. So today I was finally on my lunch break. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a Lime scooter down to, maybe a mile and a half downtown to this place to get some food and rode it back. So
you took it a mile and a half. Whoa, that's long.
Yeah, maybe maybe a mile, and just rode it down the street. So that was about my highlight for the week. So I will say it's Kawhi Leonard black. Which means it was kind of weird and not all that amusing.
Oh, man.
I like that.
That dude's laugh was hilarious. Like, it was the most uncomfortable laugh. And he was smiling, which is rare for Kawhi Leonard. So you got to see this, uncomfortable, creepy smile. So I don't know. What did y'all think about that? I know y'all posted that in the group chat. That's actually how I saw it. But what was your first thoughts when you first saw that?
I thought my man was his brain was telling him insert laugh here, and so his face was try to be hospitable. This is the first day of media for the entire season, and it's gonna be a long season, so try to. But you could tell his brain he wasn't really with it, so it's gonna be a long year for him, man. God, I hope that guy does not go to LA. He just seems so uncomfortable with any kind of media exposure, and to go to Los Angeles and have to deal with all that scrutiny and stuff like that. It's just with LeBron, the whole. I mean, look, man. They're not going to beat the Lakers and the Golden State, and that's all they were talking about on ESPN today was, can the Lakers compete? Can the Lakers compete? When will the Lakers compete with Golden State? When will they take over? It's like, man, come on, man. It's not even the first preseason game, and y'all already talking about this mess. I can't see it, man. I just can't see it.
We talking about Kawhi, and you already hating on the Lakers.
I mean, it's
rough out here being a Laker. It's rough out here anyway.
If Kawhi cannot handle if Kawhi cannot handle media day without coming off looking crazy in Toronto, where there's literally almost no NBA media, how is he going to go do that in any major city?
Let me defend Kawhi.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna do this because these were my original thoughts. Now, was the laugh weird? Yes, but it was also that California weird laugh, which. People in California sometimes, I know we got a big following on Cali. I love y'all. I love how y'all talk. Y'all got a dope accent.
No, he doesn't.
But sometimes y'all sound a little funny on your words and pronunciations, and it's cool. And I thought that it was one of them times where a person asked you a question and the answer wasn't going to be politically correct, or it wasn't going to be it was going to be slang or hood. And that's what I took it as. I don't even know what to say. The dude asked him can he explain like who he was to the people? I mean, this dude's a basketball player, man. He got on a suit of armor every time he put on his jersey. He is not finna reveal to you that he likes comedy action movies and long walks on the beach.
Man,
that's just not what he's gonna
That's
do.
how Kobe would have answered.
No, Kobe would not have answered that.
Oh, Kobe would have sat there and
he
recited
would have
some-
laughed and been like, I'm not finna talk about that.
you talking about Kobe back when he was playing, or Kobe today would sit there and like give you
Kobe
something
now
like,
would have a whole
like some whole like Confucius.
he would have puppets. He would pull some puppets
kind of
out.
Confucius
He would
thing
pull some
going.
puppets out and he would talk to himself and do a ventriloquist act.
Oh man, the Kobe rebrand is sick, man. I'm so sick of Kobe and his little rebrand. Always trying to talk about like leadership and legacy and all this crap. Man, shut up,
We gotta
man.
hate on Kobe.
You are a
He's
total
trying to
a-hole
make
for your
shows
entire
for the
career.
kids. He trying to make shows for his kids, man. And you hate him.
I'm sick of this rebrand. I'm sick
Anyway,
of it, man.
my weekend blackness hater.
Ain't no Zen master, man. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Man. Get him out of here.
My weekend blackness was Steve Urkel. Because it was pretty nerdy.
Every weekend.
It was pretty nerdy. No, it's not every weekend. Paul sent me on a little venture to find his kids some Thomas the Trains. So I literally went to a couple antique shop by the work and picked up a few trains. Well, first I took pictures of them just as a joke. And I was like, here goes some trains for you, Paul. And he was like, oh my God, it's Salty and Thomas and some other dude. And I'm like, dang, I don't know the names to anybody on Thomas the Train, but my man earned his official geek card by knowing all three of those trains' names.
Dog, my kids,
Thomas.
Yeah, my kid's definitely into it, man. In fact, it's funny you say that, but like today, like he had like a book fair at school, so like we bought him like an encyclopedia. They have an encyclopedia of all the different trains that are in the collection or whatever like that. So it's like 200 pages, all these trains. So I'm learning about like ones I never even heard of before. But yeah, man, sadly we're deep into this, so it's really taking over our lives, man. It's pretty disgusting. I feel bad for you, man.
Did we talk about the NRA being mad about the trains?
Oh, I want to talk about that last week. That was wild.
The Thomas trains?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No, what's this?
You want me to do it, Ish? You want to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it was like the, I forget, what's the lady's name, the NRA
Oh, Dana Loesch.
Yeah, Dana Loesch, which actually, she's from St. Louis, or she lived in St. Louis for a while before she got this gig, but she did this whole spiel at an NRA event where they had a video where they had Thomas the Train coming out and they had KKK hoods on the trains.
Yep.
And they were angry because Thomas the Train or whatever, they announced that they were going to have some new trains and they were going to be from different countries or different continents. Like they had a train that was supposed to be from Africa. They had a train that was supposed to be...
Nia. Oh, get her name right. It's Nia. It's Nia. I know the name.
I don't know all the details. Yeah, you can take it from here then, because I don't know all the details.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw that, man. It's just...
So they don't want to include people from other countries?
They're like,
they were saying, well, why do we need these new ethnic trains? We didn't know that diversity was a problem with Thomas the Train, and so they were using the KKK hoods to try to mock and say, they're trying to eliminate whiteness in Thomas the Train, basically. And everybody's like, why are y'all even commenting on Thomas the Train at the NRA?
Yeah, it's just ignorant. But I mean, hey, they went viral. They got their little point across. But it's just this whole they're trying to pick at multiculturalism. I mean, basically all this is the company, I think Mattel, that owns Thomas. They're trying to they're going to have a new show, or the new season of the show on Nick Jr. is going to be going around different countries. So they're going to go different countries and have Thomas go there, but then have other little trains that he meets along the way. So it's going to be like, okay, well, they're in Africa, so they're going to meet a little girl train over there and ride along. Is
the African train gonna have brown face?
The African train doesn't have brown face,
or is she gonna have black face and it's gonna be racist?
They all have the same like gray face, but she has like I heard like she doesn't have, like,
what's her black feature? She got a black nose.
She don't have like big lips.
This could go all kinds of wrong. I'm just saying.
There's no. I'm sorry. There's no. She's not a watermelon train, man. It's not happening, man. She's a little cute little yellow train, man. She's like a yellow train, man. But there's like there's like 2 Indian trains. But it's not just that. There's like a German train. There's a Dutch train. Look, man, I legit got the encyclopedia with all these characters like 10 feet from me. I can pull this up and name it to you, but we're not gonna do that.
Ish, make sure you put this on the thing. I'm gonna put it in the group right now.
But yeah, man. It was definitely
she definitely
crazy.
looked black. I'm gonna say shout out right now. She kind of hot.
Nia.
Yep.
So you say.
So you're attracted to a kid train?
Let's just clarify.
She's not a kid. She's an adult. What are you talking about, man? I'm trying to take this left.
See, I feel bad, Ish, because I'm the gateway. See, Ryan was just talking to me. You know, he was up in there looking for some mammies and some racist lawn jockeys.
Right.
And then he saw some Thomas trains and jokingly sent me a picture. And so I gave him some names. And now look at this. Now it's all devolved in 3 or 4 days into him wanting to have like hypothetical sex with a Thomas train figure.
Oh, stop it! It didn't go that far, sir. You know their names, so.
Y'all are both some
let me
creeps.
put the actual picture here. Anyway, you're ruining my weekend blackness. But anyway, let's you know now because I'm telling you that the trains are in the mail and they will be there Wednesday or Thursday.
I got you. Hey, offline, hit me up with the address or how you want me to PayPal. I'll send you some money.
Okay.
Right. Cool.
Yep. Cash at me, fam.
Yeah. So other than that, let's see. Sunday. Toy show with Trenton. Toy show is always on Sundays, so I hate it because I can't never go. But I was like, I want to go, so I skipped church.
What? Oh, you in trouble?
I skipped church. Yes, I did. I had to go, man. It's just been a while, and it's cool to go just because I know at this point I know a lot of the vendors that I see and like a couple people, and I got a couple friends that I know go there. He wasn't able to make it though. My boy Cetrus. So it's just good to be around there, everything, and Trenton liked being there, so it was cool.
I'm telling you, Ryan.
Picked one day more trains there for you too.
When the boys get a little older, Ryan, we gotta hit up Comic-Con, man. We gotta go out there. We gotta do this. We gotta go to Comic-Con, just see what it's like. Just 1 year.
I want to go, but I don't want to take no kids though.
Right, we go Comic-Con
I'm
right
saying
now.
I'm saying when they get a little older. Yeah. I know.
If you want to go to Comic-Con?
I'll go. Yeah,
it's not really your thing. You might be too cool. You be up in there trying to hoop or something.
Nobody there is hooping. I do cosplay. I go as
you go cosplay,
just breaking folks' ankles out there.
Hold on. What is go cosplay as? I need to hear this.
I cosplay as Space Jam, Michael Jordan in Space Jam or something.
Right. They got the new Space Jam coming out. You can be the new LeBron. You just have to,
right.
You already got the hairline for it, so you just do the LeBron.
Hey, I got the LeBron shoes too, so I'm good.
Dude, speaking of Space Jam, I want them to put LeVar Ball in Space Jam as one of the Monstars. I just want him to do the voice. I want him to be a player, so that way he can talk smack, and just let LeVar be LeVar. That would be so great.
Man, I'm not gonna watch it anyway, but I'm definitely not gonna watch it. I am here for the jokes if he's in it.
On there? Oh, come on, it's worth it. But anyway, I guess I'll cut my week short there. But that was it, man. A little nerdy, but it was fun. Got the trains and everything's in the mail and shipped, so you'll get them soon.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Good looking out.
So, how was your week?
My week was trash, man. Basically the same thing as Ish, man. Just had to go to a little birthday party for some kids this weekend, man. So went there. It was like at a gymnastics place. They had a bunch of inflatables, so just kind of watching little kids run around there and bust their heads open on that. That was kind of cool. And always, man, the pizza. Oh man, what is it about kids? Like some parents out there have to have like a kids party where the pizza's at least decent for the adults to eat, but it's always like the trash, like Domino's, they got to step it up. At least,
how much pizza costs, man?
Get the cheap pizza for the kids, the cheap, cheese slice, but get one good gourmet supreme slice for the adults, just kind of over there in the corner. The dads, they ain't got nothing else to do, man. Just do that one time. But I'm a little sick of that. And I remember like when my niece and nephew used to go to like CC's. Oh man, that's the worst place in the world. And I remember like
what?
CC's is horrible,
CC's
man.
is pretty bad, man. It's
Man,
like
it's-
Sbarro's, dude. It's pretty bad.
CC's is the greatest place in the world. It's all you can eat
greatest.
pizza, man.
Don't get. That's
Yeah,
how
but
it's
if it's all
terrible.
you
I
eat
like
trash, then why
$6.
you want it?
Man,
It's trash, though.
Look, in college, don't get me wrong. When I was broke in college, look, after Ryan left, that was kind of the hit up spot. Like, go to the CC's, all you can eat for like, whatever, $12.99. Just eat all the worst pizza you could possibly eat for like an hour, and then that'd be good to go for the day. But that's some terrible pizza, man. It's literally cardboard at CC's. Get that out of here, man.
I
Come on,
forgot
I'm grown.
y'all rich, man. Y'all rich.
Who is y'all?
Ain't rich. I'm not rich either, man. I'm broke.
If you don't like CC's, you rich.
CC's is crap. I've graduated from that crap. I also don't eat Spam no more
Hey, man,
either.
don't talk me doing rich. Man.
Or that slave food.
Hey, look, real talk. There's like 6 Tostino's pizzas in the freezer right now, man. Just ready to go. There's like
Yeah, I got some
one maybe
Totinos.
every other day.
Matter of fact,
man.
I need to re-up. I need to re-up on some Totinos.
Oh man, and those things. I've been eating those things in college. I mean, it's for the kid. I try to avoid them, but man, I just looking at it make me sick. Actually, I see those Totinos in there, and I look at them like, man, I can't eat that mess. I ate that mess so much during college. Anyway, hate bad pizza, man. Got to have some good pizza in here.
All
It's
right.
2018, baby. We gotta live.
That's right. No CC's, no Sbarro's. You got to graduate, man.
Yeah, man.
I might as well
step
get
it
a
up.
frozen pizza if I'm going to go to CC's. Anyway, let's move on to our first story.
Let's get it.
Get into this news. This one was a feel-good story. A feel-good story. At least that's what they call them. I don't think it's a feel-good story. It says a 16-year-old boy finds $10,000 and returns it to its rightful owner. So this young man, he was 16 years old. His name is Rami Zeni. Clearly, maybe not from here because he returned that money. But he said that he noticed a black purse in the middle of the road in Santa Barbara, California. And he said he looked through the purse and he was trying to find a phone number so that he could return the purse. And inside the purse was $10,000 in cash. And for some reason, this dummy returned it. Now, yes, y'all, some of y'all gonna be like, I thought the Black Ryan was a minister. Yes, I am a minister. And in my ministry, you know what that ministry
who
says?
skipped church this Sunday.
I know,
That out.
I'm burning in hell. Oh,
That ministry said, as long as you tithe a portion of that, we good. It's all
stop
good.
it, Paul. No. False. But that's pretty funny. But hey, you would tithe. You could tithe on the 10,000. But first of all, it's not. God will bless you on your path. Sometimes you will just have some money out there. She didn't see this lady drop this money. Anybody riding around with a purse full of money probably doesn't need it anyway. Anybody that lost said money and was not running around screaming in the streets also didn't need said money. So therefore, by him turning that money back into her, he said, "No, thank you, God. I don't need your help. I got this."
You tripping.
What y'all think? If you find $10,000, you don't see nobody looking for it, you gonna be turning it back in, or will you say, "Thank you, Lord," and take it to the bank?
Paul?
Man, I know what I'm gonna do. Look, first of all, it's the right thing to do. Return the money. But my issue with the story is he returned the money. Did the right thing. All praise to him for doing that. This lady turned around and gave him $100 award. Man, if you give me $100 for a $10,000 award, man, I would have robbed you right there on the spot and taken that $10,000 back right there. I would have knocked you out cold cocked. Give me $9,000. No, you got to give me a G or something. But you get $100. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah,
And she said she just forgot. She forgot that it was on the roof of her car, Ish.
Right.
She just forgot. She didn't need this money.
She was going on a hike, and of course, when you go on a hike, you definitely need to make sure you got at least $10,000 in your purse. Because that is essential hiking needs.
Hey, but have y'all ever lost a significant amount of money ever before
Heck no.
in cash? I
don't carry
have.
Because I
cash
guarded
like
it with my life.
Right.
Okay, so can I give y'all a quick story? Okay, so man, this is high school me, dumb, working at the hospital. I'm like an orderly, moving people around, all that stuff like that. Working at the hospital. My mom works up there too, right? Man, get paid. Back then, you go, you in high school, so you just like, man, all this money about to get spent quickly, right? So you go there, you get the paycheck back in the day. There wasn't no direct deposit, I guess, back then. So I just take it to the bank, cash it, whatever. Boop, 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 spend it or whatever like that. But I had all this money in my wallet. To me, it seemed like a lot back then, but maybe it was like $300, something like that. It wasn't much, but for high
still
school,
a lot of money.
Yeah, for at that point in time, it was a significant amount of money. Had it in my wallet, and I had to go to work like either that day or the next day, the afternoon. So I go to work, get out the car, and I must have in the parking lot at the hospital on the way to going to work. It must have fell out of my pocket. My entire wallet must have fell out. And so I clock in or whatever like that. I'm working. And I'm not thinking about it, and then like, I don't know, there was like, dinner time or whatever like that. And there was like a cafeteria downstairs. So I probably went down there to get some food. And I noticed my wallet's missing. I was like, oh man, my wallet's missing. I was like, well, let me go back into the car and check it. Couldn't find it, man. So, long story short, I couldn't find it, man. I was like, man, I lost my wallet. Had all my money, had my driver's, I had everything in there, man. Whatever, pictures, all this stuff like that. Man, couldn't find like 4, 5, 6 days later, man. I got a package in the mail. Whoever had found this wallet had mailed it, saw my driver's license, sent me my wallet back, sent me all the, like, everything in there in the wallet except for the money. This is before I didn't have a credit cards and nothing like that. So it was just all I was really concerned about was like the ID and the and the money. They kept every penny of the money, but they returned the wallet.
Well, you know what? They say that it's not safe to mail money. So they were just looking out for you. They didn't want to put it in the mail and have a postman steal it. So they just went ahead. No
return address.
Look, man, right beside that hospital is where half the shootings in that little town were going on, man. So like there were nothing but drug addicts running through that parking lot all the time. So I'm sure some drug addict drunk that or sniffed that away real quick. That $300-$400. But to me, man, I was hurt. My heart sunk when I found out I lost that money. And I'll never feel that way again. But man, if somebody had returned all the money to me, I definitely gave more than 1/100th of a reward for it, man. That's trash, man. You got to give more than $100 for that for 10 G's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I do think that there's a money, like a line as far as what you should give back. Like for real, if I found like $300, that's probably somebody's light bill. I probably would turn that in if I could. But 10,000, like that's when you got too much money to think.
But what about the No Country for Old Men situation, man? You turn up with that much money and some dude with a cattle prod comes chasing you around all over Texas or something like that, man. You don't want drama like that, man.
All you had to do was get the money back though. If he had to get the money back, it would
no, he wouldn't, because it was on that dude was gonna kill you on principle, because it was just like, hey, I'm gonna flip this.
He
coin.
Stole that money though. He did a lot to steal that money.
He didn't do nothing. He just stumbled upon those ranchers that had the shootout and took the money. That's all he did. He didn't really steal.
The shootout happened. No, that's the point.
But they ain't need it. They were all dead, except for that one dude needed water, and he didn't help him out.
Yeah.
Man, well, for me in this type of situation, I feel like I understand what the kid was doing, because if you find the money in a purse and it has their ID and all that, then you wanna get that money back. You know who it belongs to.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's the right thing to give it back. What intrigues me is sometimes you'll see stories where people just find like a bag of money and there's no ID, there's no purse, there's no personal information. And then they take it to the police and say, look, I found this $10,000. I have no idea who it belongs to, but I just figured I'd bring it to you so you can find it. That's the situation where I'm not giving it back. If there's no identifying information, that's a blessing from God right there.
That's definitely a no. Right?
Now, if it's a person that says, Jane Doe, then I feel like my conscience is going to be like, all right, we know whose this is. We got to get it back to her.
My conscience is going to tell me to go to the mall and buy 25 pairs of Air Force Ones and some Jordans and be straight.
Dude, I would have been balling out. I'm just saying. But hey, so what's like the most amount of money y'all ever found?
Oh, dude, I think look, when I was a kid, I remember one time we were too broke to like go into the convenience store and like get some snacks or something like that. Me and like my stepbrother were just kind of in there, and we like shopping. We didn't have like $2-3 to pile around. I think I found like a $20 bill in a empty lot across the street, man. Man, we were so happy to find that $20. Go in there and buy some trash candy with that. But the most I've ever done. That was probably about $20. I don't think I've seen.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It was either a 20 or 100, but it was so long ago I don't remember. I think it was like outside a grocery store, and I just remember being like, "Whoa!" And again, it was nothing by it. It's just money just laying on the ground. I was just like, "Thank you, Lord." But I can't remember if it was 20 or 100. It might have
It
just
wasn't
been
100
20.
if you don't remember.
Yeah, it might have just been 20, but I was so young it felt like 100. So.
Oh, okay. All
We're
right.
not talking
Most
about-
I ever found was $100. I found $100 bill at the
What?
gas station, rolled up up against the little curb thing that the gas pump sit on. And I was just pumping the gas, just standing there, looked down. There it was. I picked it up. I looked around. Nobody was looking for 100. So it
crazy
became
thing
mine.
is-
And
the
I
crazy thing
remember
is
I said,
kids-
thank you, God.
The crazy thing is, kids nowadays won't even have this experience because nobody has cash. I never carry
Right.
cash on me. So when am I ever gonna have the chance to lose $20 for somebody to pick up? I never do that.
Right.
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the good thing about technology, I guess, is that, it takes away that idea. Now, of course, it's easier to get hacked instead of losing 100, somebody break into your account and take
the whole thing.
100,000.
We recently had some credit card fraud here at the Black Ryan residence.
Credit card or
Like I said,
debit
somebody
card?
used a 100 credit.
Oh, okay,
Somebody
that's
used
good.
$100 somewhere in Florida. So,
Yep, same here. We got caught up twice.
But as long as it's on the credit card,
In
you're good.
Florida.
You're straight because they'll just take it right back off once you. It's
Yeah,
easier.
they got to
Yeah,
investigate
make
and
the
all that
claim,
crap.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they put it back.
Yeah, they'll do it. They'll take care of it, man. You be straight.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go on to this next topic.
All right.
This one I titled. I can't sing it, y'all. I wanted to sing it, but Kiki, do you love me? I know you 14. Say you'll never ever leave from beside me. Drake, Mr. Drake. We all know Drake had the story here a couple weeks ago. Was it even a couple weeks? It was probably
Last week.
Yeah.
last week. Ish posted in the group me the original story, and he's like, "Hey, check this out. I heard this story going around that Drake bought out this restaurant, for a young girl who is just now 18, and he has pictures of her with her when she was younger, and he was really kind of Ish was on the story, y'all. He turned into TMZ on us. He was on it. Because he was so serious about it, like we should convict Drake right then and there. And
Right,
at the
because y'all
time, I
was
was
brushing
kinda,
it off, man. Y'all were just it's
I was.
nothing. I mean,
But what did I
she's
say? I just said he was
16,
Teflon.
But it's
Teflon.
just a picture. And I'm like, you don't leave no heart eyes on no 16-year-old girl picture.
Right.
And y'all were just so cavalier with it. That it
yeah.
was a little disturbing. I was about to leave
Yeah.
the show for a second. But
So
I
we're
wasn't-
saying, go ahead.
I wasn't cavalier about the story itself. I was cavalier that anything would come of it. Because Drake is Teflon. What's going to make the ladies stop listening to Drake? It's definitely not going to be that.
When he produces an album called "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number," standing real creepy behind some 14-year-old girl.
Dog, that still won't matter. We still going to R. Kelly concerts. So you
Not
going
really,
to a Drake
though.
concert.
Not really.
It seems like it's
Not
really slowed
really.
down.
like
What's
now
really?
with the R. Kelly concerts, there's really only a small crowd. Like it's women between like 45 and 50. Those are the people that still go
that's
to
who
R.
would've been
Kelly
there anyway.
concerts. Nobody else is going.
Those same women that
Younger,
they got
older,
the
nobody
got
else
the
is going.
Chicago steppers. They got the Chicago step moves. They got to break them out every now. And they've been waiting all year for that concert, so they
Right.
they can break those Chicago
So-
step moves.
But that story turned out, Ishmael, you said that it has been debunked. And that they couldn't prove one way or another that actually happened.
Well,
The
it
date
had
and
been
all that stuff,
denied.
right?
I won't go and say
Okay.
debunked,
Got denied.
but
Okay.
the young lady denied it. I think Drake denied it. So
Okay.
I hadn't looked at it.
But there's been a couple other stories like Haley Baldwin. I guess he was like friend. I don't know. There's more than a couple circumstantial stories. I guess we're hearing it, or at least that are popping up here lately about this. I don't know if there's any truth to any of them. It could just be they're all celebrity friends, and he just kind of they're his favorite. They're all
Sure
their favorite
they
rapper.
are.
Right.
I don't know.
now,
But look, so now, and I really got two stories that just made me think of the third one. But let's do this one first.
Okay.
So, Act 2, Drake, Millie Bobby Brown, who is the little girl from Stranger Things,
11.
the one who nosebleeds, and she has 11. Couldn't remember for some reason. She's only 14 actual years old, and she says that Drake, who is 31, texted her boy advice, quote unquote. She said recently, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, quote unquote, I miss you so much. And she was like, I miss you more, exclamation point.
Okay.
Drake.
Yeah.
This
Drake.
is real.
Yes, this is real. This is from Mashable.
Yes, it is.
What are you doing?
This
What are you doing, Drake?
This man said, I asked, this is real, and this man said, yes, it's real. It's from Mashable. Like, what does that mean?
Hey,
That's not the
it's
Washington
from a source.
Times. The Washington Post.
It's from a source. Man, they not finna
Well,
be reporting on this.
Okay.
And I bet the text, because she said Drake gives her boy advice, and I bet the response to every text when she's like, oh, I met this cute boy at school, what do you think? He asked me out on a date, and Drake's just like, no new friends, no new friends, no new friends, no.
As a matter of fact,
Every
you about to look back
response.
at Drake's catalog, and this is exactly what he's been singing about.
Exactly.
Ish, I've been waiting a long time for you to give me a new little soundbite to copy and save, and that you definitely just gave it to me now. So I'm gonna have that ready for you next week.
Go for it.
Yeah, we can use it. But then, just now, it made me think about the other day. Remember with the Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly, the Eminem interview? He mentioned in there that he was not talking about Drake because he said that he did a big favor for his daughter.
But he's every 14-year-old girl's favorite rapper. That's favorite musician
Not
right now.
not here in Act 3, sir. In Act 3, we don't write that off. In Act 3, I say, okay, now you best friends with this little girl. Now you doing special appearances for other little girls. What are you doing out here, Drake? I just want to put y'all on notice. That's all I want to do. I'm not necessarily accusing the man. I'm just saying I got 3 things now that I'm looking at him sideways about.
Yeah.
So
He's on the verge of a nasty award. That's for sure.
Yeah. Just remember where you heard it from first. Y'all can come back and y'all can be like, episode 33 is when those dudes, the Black Ryan, Ghetto Phenom, and Boxwan Poppy, they put it all out there.
No, seriously, I think this is just all part of his his fan base is so female skewed, and if you believe every story you hear about Drake, like, he likes them all. He likes big booty women. He likes 14-year-old girls now. He likes everything in between. Like, this is all just to like sew up every demographic of women.
Every demographic.
That's what this is, man. That's all this is. Asian women,
Dude, that's extra weird.
Ethiopian women, whatever, man. It is. How many stories have you heard about this dude and who he's dating? This, that, and the third, man. It's endless. It'll never stop, man. So now they're kind of getting a little creepy mood. I hope it's not true, but I
agree
don't
that
believe it.
he's a groomer, man. He's a groomer.
Oh, shout out to G.
See,
G is the one that said that's what we call grooming.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, he didn't
That's
say
true.
we. He didn't mean we like he was doing it. He meant like
Right.
this is what
I
we
wanted to be
call
like,
it.
why do you know
on the
that?
outside? On the outside, looking in, we call it that.
Oh man,
Okay,
come on now!
so-
in the
but yes.
church, man, there's dudes be grooming, giving those where my hug at to the
Sir, what
To
we're
the
not
young,
going to do
cute
is
girls,
trash
man.
the church
Hashtag
on my
where my
podcast.
hug at.
where my hug
Stop
at.
it. See, y'all,
Man.
that's why I give the one-arm hug at church, because that way it cannot be misconstrued.
That's at your church. The problem is
and
there's
that's
4
it.
million churches out there.
I know. I'm just trying to keep it real on my end, because it'd be some even at a little small church, when people come and visit, everybody be smiling in your face if you did the message or something.
Gotcha.
Gotta watch that.
And let's just look at Drake's daddy. Drake's daddy's from Memphis. If you've ever seen how he dresses and that mustache he
Yeah.
got, that dude knows how to groom. That dude's been grooming.
Oh.
Yeah, but I just wanted to call that to y'all attention. If y'all is out here still thinking, Drake is Mr. Innocent, he's starting to get a little bit of baggage.
Ryan,
Pile up.
if the daughter, if she said she talked to Drake online, what would you say? What's gonna happen? Are you getting the strap out? What do
Oh,
you-
that's right. That did come up in conversation. So now that is a strange situation for you. As a father, your worst nightmare is who is your daughter going to date. But if your daughter is of age, yet still a young 18, and she says Drake wants to take me out, she could do worse than Drake.
That's true.
So that's a tough one. You really want to be like, oh no, because you know what he talking about out here, but she would have the possibility of being rich. So maybe it works out for her.
Pimping out the kid. That's
Yo.
Hey, ain't no
Exactly.
pimping, because I ain't gonna get no money. I'm trying to make sure she has a better life.
No, you can see Ish. You can see Ryan out there with the Bentley.
I'm joking. I
smiling.
don't think I would totally. I definitely would totally be okay with it, man. I would be like, what the heck is wrong with you?
Ryan gonna be like the dad from Coming to America. McDowell's.
Yo, somebody
Just like
somebody put a picture on Twitter where it says, instead of Stranger Things, it says Stranger Danger. And it's got a picture of Drake and Millie Bobby Brown. That's hilarious.
Oh man, this is creepy. I'm creeped out just looking at this picture of this little girl, man. Let's move on to something else, man. Please.
All right.
Yeah, stop it, Drake. Stop
All right,
texting
Paul.
little girls, man.
Right, please.
Okay, next one. You
Paul,
wanna go to
this
the
show's
next one?
topic.
Okay, yeah,
So
man.
I'm gonna read it the way you wrote it, man. I wish you had been more politically correct. But he says, a white chick named hip hop curator for the Smithsonian African American Museum, and the Hotep Twitter goes crazy.
That's the pretty good synopsis. So I guess this kind of blew up this last week on Twitter. I was kind of following it a little bit. I've been trying to stay off the social media this week. I've been really busy with work and stuff like that. But I saw a little bit of this. Man, I don't know the dude's name. Tariq Nasib. You probably know him better than I do.
Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah, so I guess he posted a column. I guess this girl, her name is, and this is the funny part, her name is Timothy Ann Burnside. That's her name, Timothy Ann Burnside. It's a female, white female, and she is some kind of curator. I don't know what you go to school to become a curator, but she's a curator for the Smithsonian Institute, and she has been tasked with curating the hip-hop section of the African American Museum, the new African American Museum in D.C., and so this guy writes an article, kind of like, why is she, curating this thing that's obviously black culture? And so it kind of devolved from there, with a lot of prominent hip hop voices like Chuck D and several others kind of like coming to the girl's defense, saying, hey, she's good at her job, she's doing it, things like that. And then just a lot of, I wouldn't say random people, but a lot of people kind of chime in like, no, she doesn't deserve to do this. So I'm gonna step out of this one and not touch this one because I don't need to get any bad feedback from any issues people on this one. So I'm just gonna throw it to the black delegation and see, what do y'all think? Do you think that this a white lady can do justice to this job in such an important role for the black community?
Do I think a white lady can do justice? Probably. But should she be put in that position? I don't think so. I mean, when you're talking about something as important to black folks and important to the culture as the African American History Museum or whatever the actual title is, the African American History and Culture Museum, then why would you not put a black person in charge of that? I mean, hip hop is more than just music, it's a culture. And so she may have gone to school, she may have that knowledge, but I think when you're talking about black history and culture, that's not the time to be looking for diversity. Like, unless you looked and were like, there were no black people qualified to do this, then I think that the ire of the people, especially on Twitter, people lit into it. And I think it's justified in a sense. I'm not saying she can't do the job, but I'm saying, why couldn't you find somebody more representative of that culture? And that's the same thing when you see Hollywood and you have black movies, but all the studios are white or the directors are white, then you miss out on part of that essence of blackness. You get more of a stereotypical type thing. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. What do you think, Ryan?
Well, I had to look up what the requirements were for a curator position. It says a master's degree in a specialty subject or museum studies is the usual requirement. Small museums will take somebody with a bachelor's degree, but many curators hold a doctoral degree. So we know it's the Smithsonian, so you got to come hard. So you better have that doctorate degree. Pause. But because
come hard, come hard.
All you have to do is say pause. I mean, that's it. Okay.
That's it.
So I don't know any black people that have a museum studies degree, but I guess in this case you can have a hip hop degree. Do
you
we
know
have
any white
actual
people
hip-hop
with the
degrees?
museum studies degree?
There are white people curating all around the world, sir.
No, but
So,
do you
yes.
know any? You said you don't know
I don't
any
have
black
to know
people.
any.
with
I'm
them.
just saying. Have you seen a black person written down their name say curator?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yes, I have.
Not very often. It's not that many.
Oh snap! I'm staying out
It's
of
not
this
that
one.
many. So my point is that the pool is not. It's not that deep. It's not going to be a whole bunch of people that are able to do this position. Now you could probably get KRS-One or somebody like that. He probably got 18 doctorates. You know, somebody
true.
like that to do it.
No.
And man, he got a lot of degrees, man. Dude's smart. But you have to get somebody like that, maybe somebody in the industry, but then they may not qualify as necessarily a curator. So that's the problem. So I don't fault them necessarily. They know they could have done a better job. I would rather them hire somebody that's not an actual curator and get somebody who's knows more about the field of hip hop.
But isn't a curator basically the person that picks the playlist? Like, do you really have to have somebody with this super advanced degree to have the hip hop history? Like, no, if you get somebody, KRS-One, or if you get somebody else that was one of the forefathers of hip hop that have remained true to it, that have studied it, I think that respects the culture more to it, because this isn't about her not having the knowledge or just being white, but it's just you have to respect the culture. Are you gonna have a KKK museum with a black person, with Barack Obama being the curator for it? No, you're not.
So they should hire a KKK person.
But if they did hire Barack Obama as a curator, I definitely would go check out that museum. And if he wasn't, I definitely wouldn't go see it. So I'd definitely peep it out if he was.
Issa up here advocating that we have a KKK museum headed by KKK members.
No, I didn't say that. I just said having somebody that represents that culture more.
Man, we don't want that in that situation. That's not a good analogy. But
I'm gonna stay out of this. I just want the. I can see it both ways. I definitely see.
Put it like this. Okay, if there is a Puerto Rican heritage museum,
which there's
do
not.
you want me being the leader of it? Absolutely not.
No,
if you have a doctorate in Puerto Rican studies, sir. Maybe.
No, look. This is me. Look, if there was a Latin music, museum, there's not a Hispanic American museum in this country. There's a Native American Smithsonian out there, and then the African American Museum in DC. So whenever that time comes, we'll have that. But if there comes to a time where there's a curator that's for some section of, say, Latin music, Latin American music, reggaeton, damn menudo, I don't care. If there's some white person or black person that's really into that genre music and can and has all the credentials and can do that job, me personally, I'm like, I'm not gonna trip about that because they're qualified. Now I'm hoping they're giving that opportunity for that job to somebody Hispanic.
Exactly, and that's really
and that's really the question. Do they do that? But I guess my thing with this whole issue is, I'm just gonna assume that she's qualified for this role. And maybe there were other black people that maybe were less qualified but didn't get it. And I get the whole argument that they should at least give preference to a black person because they know that the culture probably innately better than she would. But my thing is, like, how do you, now that you've hired this person and given her this job, like, what do you do to, because now she's basically trending on Twitter. People are coming at her all kinds of ways, crazy, talking to her like this. And this is just a regular lady, probably not making more than $100,000 a year, if that, doing a job in DC that's just a pretty nerdy, a nerdy job, just kind of has some cool, after parties and things like that at the museum that she gets to do. But she's getting all the smoke and all the stuff for not a whole lot of money. I worry about that, man. It's just a regular lady. She's trying to do a job. From all accounts, it seems like she's really into it. She's really involved. She's making the right kind of connections. She cares about the history. She cares about the culture and things like that. But then she's just getting all the smoke, and that's the part that worries me. Because there's always gonna be people online that's gonna say oh, well, she can't do that. She can't do. She just by default she can't be qualified. Maybe she is, but how do you combat that? It's almost like unwinnable. There's always going to be this population of people that say how could she's not fit for that job no matter what, and that's what worries me.
I don't personally have any smoke with her.
If I know met
her, I got no beef with you personally, but I want to know, like you mentioned, what was the hiring process? Was she somebody that was just tabbed, like people? Yeah. She built a reputation and people like, oh, let's get her. Or did they reach out to African-American candidates? Yeah. Were they considered? So we do need to know more fullness of that story. So I don't have beef with her specifically, but it's just it's just not a great look.
But my thing is like, and that's true, all that's true, but it's like, how do you do that? Like, normally nobody cares who a curator for any kind of museum is, and so like, because this is a curator for African American Museum, you have to make this big like media blitz and say like, hey, we're putting this person out here and we're naming her in front of us, and this is the reason we did it, and here's all the other resumes we got, and here's why they weren't qualified. Like,
yeah, because there are no other African American history museums of this magnitude. So if you're talking about giving underserved populations something that they've never really had, then I think you do have to go above and beyond to make sure that things are above board, that you reach out to the community, that you explain things to the community. If this was just a regular museum, yeah, nobody cares. But black people have been wanting this type of museum for years and decades and hundreds of years. So you have to make sure that everything is done appropriately.
This says that Burnside has been collecting hip-hop related artifacts for the museum and the exhibit for years, including J Dilla's MPC machine, among other items since 2016. She's got strong relationships in the music community and abroad. She's regarded as somebody who respects black music, blah, blah, blah.
Like
blah,
I said,
blah.
and there was something I read, like, I guess when she first got, I guess maybe it did kind of create a little buzz on Twitter when she first got named and as the curator. And I guess like Chuck D like stepped, kind of vouched for her and said like, hey, she's cool. I've worked with her. I know she's going to do a good job, blah, blah. So there's people, kind of saying that she's dedicated. But me personally, just getting back to jokes instead of this kind of political thing, I need to see her top 5 list, and I'm based whether she's qualified on this top 5. I need to know where Nas is at on this list. I need to know where Big Pun's at on this list.
If Nas is not on the list,
she's hired.
Then she's in.
And if Nelly is on this top 5, she's out of there. She's got to go, man.
Good. That's really, that should be the whole hiring process. Just like, tell us your top 5? Maybe even top 10. Give us your
maybe
top
20.
10.
20, just go deep.
And then whoever got the best one, you're hired. No matter what your race, color, creed. That's how we going to do it from now on.
Next story. Domino's Pizza in Russia. They offered free pizzas for life. You got to say in Russia, because I don't want to get people's hopes up and be like, where is this at? Domino's in Russia offers free pizza for life to customers who get a tattoo of their logo. And then they canceled it. So y'all know, I found it this crazy. This story was so crazy, and I'm like, let me look this up and see what they're talking about. So apparently, this was a 2-month-long promotion back in August over in Russia. Now I don't think Russia's doing that good. I think they're struggling over there. I don't know how the people doing. I don't know any Russian people. Sorry. If we got any Russians listen to the podcast, hit me up. Let us know how things going, because if y'all doing all this for some Dominoes, I mean, it must be rough over there. So shout out to y'all. Praying for you. Thoughts and prayers. Cheers. But they offered them 100 free pizzas every year for 100 years, aka for life. Now, just to get a tattoo.
100 free pizzas a year. So there's a cap.
100. Now, the first problem is, Domino's, is that maybe your people are crazy enough to get this tattoo for the pizza. Probably worth food, because if depending on how you do the pizza can last you all week. But this time, you did 100 pizzas, and there's only 52 weeks in the year. So I could get 2 pizzas a week almost. Except for Christmas and Thanksgiving week, and I can go, wherever and get some food that week. But man, that's too many pieces, first of all. And then they didn't realize that apparently the people of Russia are crazy. They out here getting tatted up, y'all. This dude got a tattoo on his shin of the Domino's logo. This dude got a pizza with the logo. He at least made his look cool on his calf. Come on, bro. That's terrible.
I feel like tattoos are so commonplace nowadays. I mean, there's people with hundreds of tattoos on just no names. I'm not talking about NBA stars, just regular no name people. So I'm sure there's some segment of the population out there would get a Domino's tattoo and wouldn't even care, man. You see all the crazy tattoos that are out there. People with tattooing their face, their neck, everything, just basically saying, "Hey, I'm unemployable." I don't think a Domino's tattoo is too far from there if they can get free pizza for the rest of their life. I'm sure they would do it. In America, whatever country now.
This ain't a Russia thing. This isn't a Russia thing, because I remember And maybe they still do it now, but I remember maybe, I don't know, this is 6-7 years ago when the Palm Pre came out. And they had a thing like that where they're like, oh, if you tattoo a Palm Pre, then we'll give away a phone or something like that.
For real?
And people were getting this, the Palm Pre. If you don't know what the Palm Pre is, go Google it. At the time, it was this high-tech phone.
I had one. It was dope.
Yeah, it was high-tech.
Ish wanted one. Ish wanted one, but I got one.
No, I had one.
Oh, you had one too?
Yeah. And but there's somebody in this world, unless they had it removed, there's several people in the world that have a Palm Pre tattooed on their arm or on their leg. So people will do stuff for free stuff. They do stupid stuff for free stuff all around the world. It's not just in Russia. It happens here in America. And like Paul said, so many people have tattoos, and you see people get tattoos of somebody else's face on their leg or weird, funny tattoos. So Domino's just should have known better and known that people were going to do this. So you have to, I don't know, weigh it appropriately on what you're paying out. Because they had to stop it early because too many people got it.
Yeah. They said they stopped it at $350. And then they put up a message, an urgent message to all those sitting there at tattoo artists right now. We'll include you in the list of participants, but we're waiting for photos up until midday today. And those with appointments scheduled for later, we recommend canceling them.
Like, that's the part that would have sucked if you got it. Like, if your phone was cut off, and so you didn't get the news, and so you done got that tattoo, and then you send it in, and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, this promotion has stopped."
I don't even feel like they tripping, man. I feel like the people that would actually go through with this, they just get a funny story of it. Oh man, I got this stupid tattoo, and I thought I was gonna get pizza, and I didn't get any pizza, and that's it. I think they'd be fine with that, just having that silly story. So these people you're talking about crazy people anyway, so it don't matter, man. They're straight with either way. They just won't have as much food to eat. That's all.
Yeah, I'm never getting a corporate logo tattooed on me. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. Because then what if Domino's turned out to be Papa John's and you black and you got a Papa John's tattoo?
Now hold on, you know there's plenty of black dudes out there in St. Louis that got the Nike swoosh somewhere on them tattooed.
Oh yeah,
you know this. You know there's mad Nike swooshes out there.
And based on this side of history, they were right.
They were right.
Right. Yep.
Well, remember
they made the right decision.
Remember back in the 90s, it was a gang of dudes, at least around here. It was like a lot of young black dudes getting No Limit tanks tattooed on them. And now No Limit is what? It's nowhere. So you got this No Limit tattoo.
Yeah, don't do that.
You remember we used to put Nike signs on our brushes.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep, we used to carve Nike signs in the brushes or the little Jordan logo.
Yeah. You talking about like your hair brushes and stuff?
Yeah, like the wood. Yeah, the little hand brush. You just carve it in the wood.
Y'all were bored.
That was like a status. Like you had to have something carved into your brush. I had one with a STL. Had one with a Nike. I think I tried to do one with an actual Jordan shoe because I used to like to draw Jordan shoes.
Your mom sitting there find out you're doing this. She's like, if you don't put in my butter knife,
it's just a brush. Yeah.
Messing up all my butter knives, carving this mess in these hair brushes.
Hey.
Took some skills. Good
Yo, so what's up, man? We gonna get into this insecure review or what, man?
Yeah, we are. So let's throw out this spoiler. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you have not watched episode 7 of Insecure, we will be going into that now. You have been warned. I'm trying to give people time because don't you hate those podcasts? And I listen to a few, and they be like, "Okay, spoilers, blah 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 blah," and then they just start talking. You're like, "Dude, can you wait? I gotta throw my headphones down. I gotta stop everything. I gotta throw my phone on the ground so I can't hear it, man. We're not doing that here. I'm giving y'all enough time, so I'll talk for another 30 seconds for you to press pause. After you've watched the episode, you can come back. But that's all we're gonna talk about for the rest of the show.
If it takes you more than like 5 seconds to stop it on a spoiler alert, you deserve to have a spoiler.
Yo, sometime, what if your hand's wet? What if you're washing dishes and you listen to a podcast? What if you're baking cakes?
We were doing good on time.
What if you just floured some pork chops?
We were doing good on time until this Domino's story. So let's keep it moving. Let's get to the review. Come on now.
All right. So episode 7 was titled "Obsessed." Obsessed like.
Right.
All these episodes this season have been something like. This one was obsessed like, mostly dealing with our girl Issa, and she been tripping off your boy.
Oh man, sprung. Sprung is the word.
Yep.
Nathan.
She been sprung. She been sprung off young Nathan.
Y'all like the episode, Ron? But let's leave with you this time. What'd you think about the episode?
Leave with me just about whether or not I liked it.
Just what you liked it. Yeah.
No, you
I
have to
did
give
like
a
it.
recap. Remember? No, you don't.
No, we don't.
No, but that's what he told you.
Somebody
last
really
week.
should do a recap,
Right.
but we don't. I did like it. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. I don't think it was great, but it was good.
That's
What
all you
about
got.
y'all?
That was the
Yeah, we're
worst,
just
that was
gonna
the
rate it.
worst
Just rate
recap ever.
It's not a recap. It's a rating.
Talk about what you
Just
like,
rate it.
man. Did you like the church part? What'd you like, man? Come on.
Hey
get
man,
to it.
that's why somebody has to actually go. See, we have no idea what we're doing.
No,
on the
just say what you liked about it. What made you like what you
Right.
did? Support.
Okay.
support
Here
your
are the
pieces.
things I like. Here are the things that I wrote down. My 3 topics, dude. You already on thin ice. Bro.
Hey, those Thomas trains are in the mail, man. I'm straight.
I will redirect. All right. So the things I wrote down: corny church sermons ain't for everybody.
Facts.
Man buns, and ghosting in general. I enjoyed all 3 of those topics on the show. I was worried because they started talking about church, and I'm like, here we go.
Did you peep who the pastor
She already-
was? Did you peep who the pastor was?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Can I tell you who he is? No. But I know who he is. I just don't know his name.
It's Bubba Gum, man.
yes.
It's Bubba Gum.
Bubba,
How
yeah.
you know Bubba?
Yeah. That's right. I see him. I mean, he's in a lot of stuff, but I don't know the dude's name. But yeah. So I was worried because when she initially was in the shower, she looked at the message from her mom's.
Yeah.
And her mom sent her a Bible verse.
And your mom definitely sent you that same verse before. I know.
Here we go. I was like, they were about to start blaspheming for the whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool. You know, she threw her little diss in and it went on. I don't really know. I guess I didn't really see why she was so obsessed with Nathan, considering. Like, y'all been talking for like 2 weeks.
Word.
Literally.
Word.
You've been talking for 2 weeks, man. I mean, he hit it once. Like, you need to
Raw.
relax. Right? Well, everybody's raw on TV,
Raw,
so let's
yeah.
just
I think it
let's
was more
assume
than
that
once.
there's no
I think
STDs.
It was once.
Well,
It was once
just once
where
on
they
a
showed, but
roller
they showed
coaster,
them
or
like in
the
the bed,
Ferris
waking
wheel.
up, and all
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I think it was definitely more than once.
all right.
Also raw.
Every time it is. Nobody uses protection. on this
All right, man. Get to move on. Ish, what about you, man? What'd you think, man? Damn.
I
Where's the
thought
mute
it
button
was
for
a
Paul?
solid episode. I mean, yeah, I didn't understand why. I mean, I guess I understand why, because even when Molly asked her, it was like, dang, was it that good? And she was, I don't remember where she said it out loud. I think she said it to herself, was like, yeah, it was. So, he just laid it down. So Issa's caught feelings. But yeah, that whole idea of her just basically stalking him, sneaking into his room, trying to hack into his computer, figure out his password. Just
Yo, I was
spending-
mad that she thought that the password was her name. Stop it. Y'all been together for 2 weeks. I've
Right.
been married to my wife for 7 years, and guess what? The password ain't her name. That's the worst password of all time.
Right. But, I guess that new, I don't know if I don't want to call it love, but that feeling when you first find somebody that you really into, I don't know, I guess I can see where her mind would wander that much, but it was just a bit much for me, where I'm just like chill. Like, you don't have to spend that much time worrying about them. But I think most people have been there where you're affectionate for somebody and whether they don't text you back or call you back or whatever, especially if you just kind of start talking to somebody and you feeling them, then you're just like, what happened? What did I do wrong? So I get that insecure part of it, but it was just a little bit extra for me.
Yeah.
Let me think, what else? With
Did y'all like
Molly and the one dude, when they went out to eat, I thought that was real weird. I didn't necessarily like that part of it.
Talk about that, because my wife started yelling at me about that part.
What she yell at you about?
Well, that's how she shows me that she loves me. So
By yelling and beating you?
no, let me take it back, because she caught up on the episodes now, so it won't be like I'm gonna get hollered at like 3 months from now. It'll be
Right.
like tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's
So, but I was saying that Molly and him had a good banter back and forth, right? So they constantly teasing each other. He told her some intimate stuff. She told him some intimate stuff. They basically just joning on each other about it. And he mentions the situation with the married friend, but she gets mad at him,
Right.
for making fun of her about it. But she never said it was serious. He had no idea. And she didn't explain it, because it makes you look bad, yes, if you're sleeping with your best friend's husband.
Yeah.
I mean, not best friend, but your friend's husband. She should have said, hey, it was an open relationship, blah, blah, blah. And then if he still was making fun of you, then I get it, I guess. But that's not the case. So, I mean, yeah, he called her out on some mess that he should have called her out on. You know,
But I think after the first joke, like he made a joke, and then when she got some kind of way about it where she was offended, and you can tell that was still, because I think he even said, I didn't know that this was still like an open wound or something to that extent. Then I think you just drop it. But he made like another joke after that, and that's when she got mad and kind of stormed off. So
her whole personality changed, but he said something else. But I think he misread it, and he was like he thought he was still in the zone where he could like they were still kind of cracking on each other, and it was cool. But he didn't read the sign where like no, she had flipped the switch, and it was like don't go there no more. And then he said something. He said something else, but it was innocuous, and then she just got up and left, man. But man, look, my thing is, again, this episode, it was a good episode, but these two women, Molly and Issa, they're unlikable, man. I can't see why any dude would want to be with them, man.
Yeah.
This girl, Issa's, all that crazy mess she was doing, man, get up out of there. If I found out my girl was doing that, no, you got to go. You canceled day one. And the girl Molly, we know she's trash. And then now she gets with this one dude. He's rapping to her. He may not be what she's used to dating or whatever like that, but he seems like a cool dude at least to vibe with.
You know who Paul saw himself as in this episode?
Oh, you know it's me. Oh, with the man bun. That's all. That's 100% me, dog.
I thought it was you too. I was like, this is Paul, right?
But look, but you don't leave the dude just sitting there in the bar, man. That's cold blooded,
right.
man. So
That's
that was just too far. Like, I mean, I get being upset, being offended, but go ahead and finish your free meal. You're gonna get a free meal out of this. Don't just dip and leave the man like there. So man, both these girls crazy. And the part that I really didn't like, man, Issa, how old is she in the show? 31, 29, 31. You still got a cardboard box for a nightstand? Dog. Yeah. If I'm that dude Nathan and I walk in that bedroom and I see a cardboard box for a nightstand on a 31-year-old woman, I'm walking right back up out of there, dog. I'm out of there. I can't rock with you. If you got a box for a nightstand, no, that's
she and Kelly though, man. Can't nobody afford to.
I don't care. That's canceled, man. You cancel. If you 31 years old and got a box for a nightstand, we getting you up out of there. I'm sorry, you got to go.
Although it was product placement for the Insecure show.
I would have ghosted her too, man. That's all I got to say. If I saw that box, ghosted.
So what about Lawrence? What about his church experience and his new potential boo?
Yeah. Like we talked about last week, I cannot see what Lawrence sees interesting in Issa. I know there's a whole backstory, and we didn't. They don't get into all that stuff about what she's done for him. But again, like, what the church girl is fine. she looks like she got her life together. Why is he messing with a chick with a box for a nightstand? I don't get it, man. What is she bringing to the table? Lawrence seems like he got his stuff together. I'm team Lawrence all the way. You ain't gonna tell me nothing else.
He just got his stuff together, though. He just got it together at the end of last season.
It don't matter. He's got to get together. And that church, like, what church do you go to where the fine girl just walks up to you and starts walking to your car casually? Because I don't go to church that often.
I did talk to my wife about that. I was like, I don't know what church that is, but I guess if you're a single dude coming in, in your early 30s, you probably would get some hollers.
That's every church. What church ain't that? Are y'all crazy?
They just walk up to you like that.
If you go into church as a single dude, because I even know, like, we had a guy at my church that, it was a young guy, he's like college age, and he went to a local college, and he came in, just found a church, and immediately people were trying to hook him up with their grandson or their daughter or whatever. They're just like, he's so smart, he goes to college, like, we got to hook him up with somebody. And again, he was a little younger, so I think if you're 30 or around that age, or even 40, all the single women, if you look any kind of decent way, all the single women in church are going to try to find some way, whether they come directly or whether they come through some type of proxy, because it's not that many, especially in black churches. You don't see as many black men in church as you see black women. So when you see a black man that has his stuff together or looks decent, women, they at least gonna check on him. I'm not gonna say they're gonna flop
I'm pretty
on
sure
him, but they
my
at least
pastor,
gonna see what you about.
I'm pretty sure my pastor has asked visitors for their resume right then and there, so that the sisters know.
Right, exactly.
Shout out to pastor.
I haven't been to church in a long time, but this never happened to me, and maybe it's just because I'm ugly. I don't know. Maybe because I was broke. I have to figure this out. But yeah, man, I definitely was like, man, what's going on? Because for real talk, I'm just like the friend that went to church with him, except for the whole getting baptized part. That part I wouldn't done, but everything else up to that point, that would be me. Oh,
we gonna come to Charlotte and we gonna make you go to church. We gonna just find a church and we gonna go to.
Oh man, it don't matter. I'm washed anyway, man. I got the wedding ring on, so nobody's gonna come up to me. So I'm good.
Oh, we ain't worried about that. We trying to get you saved, brother. One day.
There ain't no helping me, man. There's no helping me. You know this.
So Lawrence, I guess he wanted to go up there. I felt like he wanted to go up there, but maybe he didn't.
No,
because later when he talked about it, he didn't really seem like he wanted to go up there.
I don't think he's that. I think it's why he's not stunned the girl.
Feeling that church.
Yeah, he's not feeling the church. He's not feeling. It's just he doesn't have that spiritual call. I don't think because the girl. He's not into the girl because once the girl told him how churchy she was, he was like, I ain't rocking with that. I think that's what.
No, it's not that. He don't like that church, and that's the difference.
He don't like
because even Issa talked to him about that. That's why Issa said, you can always go to another church.
Yeah, but
which is a fact because people don't.
But when she was reading her resume, go ahead.
Yeah, after he left, I think he was questioning like, maybe church ain't for me, and so Issa was trying to turn that around a little bit by telling him that. But it did seem like he was disconnected. And remember, I mean, this show is called Insecure, so they're gonna highlight everybody's insecurities, whether it's Molly, Issa, Lawrence, whatever. But he did seem like, this ain't for me. And with the girl, he's like, you might be a little too churchy for me.
Yeah, that's why when she was reading off her resume of all the things she did for church, you could just kind of see his like heart sinking, like, oh no.
She was really talking about what her connection was because he was saying that it was corny. And she said, well, he just does that like just to connect with people.
But then when she texted him later on,
she said,
Go ahead.
Right.
But when she texted him later
Bible
on,
study?
and he was like, "Well, I don't know about that." It's kind of like, "Nah, I ain't rocking with all that." So it seemed like it don't call it. I felt like it's not that he didn't have that calling, which I can relate to, honestly. So,
I mean, if she go to Bible study, she go to Bible study.
But she read off a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she read off a lot of stuff.
She was in this other ministry. She just started this, and so she listed like 4 or 5 things. So, especially if you're not a churchgoer, then I understand him being like, oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah. He was just trying to dip his toe into the church waters, and she was like, no, this is whole. I'm 100% in. And he knew like if I even mess with this girl, like I'm gonna have to go to all this stuff every day and all this stuff like that. Maybe he wasn't ready for that. But
now
the girl was cute.
It was probably
was definitely cute.
It was probably church. It was definitely church bias because I was like. I told my wife, I was like, look at her. She got this bow on her shirt. She trying too hard. I was like, she's just trying too hard to be a good girl now. So I was like, where is this finna go? Because I thought for sure I'm still waiting on some blasphemy. This is probably going to happen maybe next episode.
They probably won't even mention it next episode. They'll probably move on to something else.
It's going to be called Devil-like.
Well, what about those wrap it up, the convo between Issa and Lawrence at the end? What do y'all think about that?
I told you I don't care about nothing. I don't see what he sees. I don't know why he's there. I don't care what they're talking about, and I hope they don't get back together because they don't need to be together, man. He's got his stuff figured out now. Maybe he was on a little depression streak for a little while, but she never had her stuff together back then either, man. It wasn't really like she was supporting him or anything like that. She was off trying to get with text.
She was
trying to get with Daniel and all that mess like that, man. So like, nah, man. It's like I don't care what they're talking about. I know they're gonna get back together. I know it's inevitable, but they shouldn't. But it doesn't really seem like she's super into him. She's all about the Nathan dude, the little light skinned dude. So I don't know, man. It's crazy.
The thing is that Issa doesn't know what she wants.
Exactly.
At this point, like her and Molly to be so old don't know who they are yet, and it's strange. But I guess
that's life.
Every week, yeah, it's life, and everybody matures at different rates. But they for real, I wonder. Like Molly, she is for real. She for real don't know who she is at all. She doesn't know who she want to be. She don't know who she should be. She doesn't know who she is either. And then she's surprised when people treat her the way that she puts herself forward. trying to be respectful when I say it.
Let me say it.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. You don't have to. But we all know what we talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Issa's in that same situation now, where she doesn't know what she wants to do. She doesn't know where she is, and I guess in your early 30s, maybe you don't. I don't remember. I thought I felt like I had things more together. Maybe I thought I had them together, and they weren't actually together yet back then.
Dog, if you were going through somebody's phone you met a week and a half ago, you don't have it together.
Oh, I definitely was
do
not
have it
doing
together at all.
Nah. If you ghosted for 2 weeks, like I was on to the next one. Way before that. But yeah, I guess other than that, I mean, they talked about ghosting in general. I don't think I've done that to anybody, but if I did, it wasn't really on purpose. Just other things happen.
I've definitely done it.
I've definitely done it. For real.
Oh, man.
Like on purpose, and you was just like, I'm not gonna call back.
Oh, for sure, man. 100%, man. Like, oh no, I'm just it's just easier just to like, hey, they'll figure it out eventually. Just let it go.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's done it and everybody's had it done to them.
Yeah,
It's just
Oh no, don't get me wrong.
I don't think I've ever done
definitely the other way around too, man. It just happens. It's just one of those things, man. You just know.
Because I'm the dude. I'm the dude that be doing the non-breakup text. Like, we wasn't even together, but I'm giving you a breakup text. Like, this is not working out for this reason.
The text. Now, see, I don't
that's
rock
the
with that. That's
weird-
weak. That's weak. Yeah. If
How is it weak?
If it's a real breakup, like somebody that you dating, then
No, I'm saying we wasn't together, but it's just like instead of him ghosting, he just say, hey, this ain't working out. Like, I'm not finna call you no more.
See, I think that's weird. If you're not really committed or serious like that, it's always weird to me when people were, if we just went out on a couple of dates or whatever, and then I was saying like, oh, I'm sorry. And a lot of times there's a little snarkiness in it, like, I'm sorry that you can't respond to me in a reasonable time, or I can tell that you're not interested in me, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Like,
you know what? I have gotten those texts, so maybe I did ghost on some people. But I wouldn't call it ghosting. Just like, nigga, I took a nap. Like I was just asleep for 4 hours. That's it. I didn't ghost. It wasn't a week or 2 weeks.
All right.
So that's the end of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying to the end. And Phenom, where can they find us?
You can listen to the Black Delegates podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. We are also now on YouTube, and the YouTube is current. You can also check us out on social media. We are on Twitter and Instagram at Black Delegates. There's an underscore between Black and Delegates. We are also on Facebook at Black Delegates Pod. If you want to follow Paul on Twitter, he is at BoxWinePoppy. You want to follow Ryan, he is at The Black Ryan. If you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at IshCreates. Paul, if people want to help out the show, what can they do besides sending us $10,000 in cash?
Send us $10,000 in cash is always acceptable. But if you can't do that, feel free to rate and review us and tell a friend. That's the 2 things we want you to do. And other than that, Molly and Issa are trash.
There, hate mail's coming.
That's right.
Hate mail's coming. We putting that as the title. Issa and Molly are trash.
Oh man, we're gonna go viral off that. And I'm never gonna hear the end of it.
All right.
Adios.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Hasta luego. Arrivederci.